Welcome back, brothers and sisters. Braden, Tim, Second Legacy, you are amazing, and I've got a question for you. Are you ready for some American pirates? It's coming back, baby, because Trump is going to get his very own pirate fleet. I could not make that up if I tried. We're about to talk about this entire thing. We've got private military contractors. We've got privateers versus pirates. We've got military airplanes going, or military jets going through Mexican airspace for reconnaissance missions against cartels. Guys, this is going to be an episode you're going to love. So make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notification bell on, and send this to everyone you hold dear. Tim, you were not as excited as I wanted you to be when I said we're going to get our own pirates.
That's because I've known about this for a long time. I mean, it's something that we've been saying. Why don't we do this for quite some time? I mean, not just in dealing with the cartels, but just in dealing with global terrorism or whatever. Just say. Well,
this is so much more fun though, because these are going to be Trump pirates. Are you ready for them?
Trump pirates are better pirates, absolutely.
They are. They're Trumpy pirates. They're MAGA pirates. They're
But yeah,
this is amazing, man. Letters of marque. We're going back to 1776, quite literally. I'll be honest, man. This is going to be a hell of an episode. I'm excited.
Well, excite me.
I will. Do we have the Chuck Schumer on demand?
People are aroused.
Anyway, this is the first thing to keep you guys up to where we've been. All right. So where we've been thus far is basically cartel bosses have authorized the cartel henchmen to go ahead and use improvised explosive drones against our, border patrol and law enforcement officers. We covered that. It's not an ideal look. There's been like skirmishes back and forth between our people and their people. But this is developing quickly. So if we go to the right a little bit on our tabs, this is the airplane or the reconnaissance flights with, that one.
Yeah.
So, Tim, we know about this, right? The U.S. Air Force intelligence aircraft have entered Mexican airspace after Mexico agreed to cooperate in fighting the cartels. It's, of course, unheard of, and Pete Hegseth sent a warning to the cartels saying all options are on the table, and President Trump demanded 100% operational control of the border, and Hegseth is delivering. So, why would we have American reconnaissance jets over the Mexican territories when the design goal was to fight the cartels?
Yeah. So I believe this aircraft is based out of Nebraska. And so it's not just over there by happenstance. It is flying. Now, it's been argued that, that little Gulf area there on the Baja Peninsula. It's actually international waters. So some have been arguing they're not really flying in Mexican airspace.
Yeah, that's the point we want to clarify. That's the point we want to focus on.
I know. It's like, now how about we talk about the fact we have a reconnaissance plane flying around Mexico?
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah, so this is usually the precursor to some sort of action, military or otherwise, because you're gathering information about opponents. And this does not bode well. I think this is quite clearly the FO phase that they're venturing into at this point.
We're rapidly entering it.
Yeah. This is the FO plane flying over, warning them that we're in the find out phase. So I think it's interesting, but I also think that it's totally expected. Is it a training flight? Certainly could be.
Of course, it's a training flight.
I think they're training for perhaps an invasion against the cartels.
Also possible, not off the table. All right.
Yeah, so I'm actually all for this. Look, we've been dealing with these cartels for some time. The cartels have evolved over the years. If you go back 20 years in time, the cartels tried to place some semblance of international politics because, and they also protected tourist areas of Mexico, like over on the Yucatan Peninsula. Well, the new cartels that are coming in just care about violence, it seems. So the old cartels and their ways are out, and the more violent cartels have kind of seized power down there, and now they're shooting at, border patrol agents shooting over the border. Violence is just kind of bleeding over. Of course, we have all the fentanyl and the human trafficking and stuff going on. So yeah, I think at some point we have to say enough is enough. It's not simply enough to close the border when you have a literal military force on the other side of the border that has spent hundreds of millions, maybe more, arming themselves. And then posting videos of themselves like, hey, check us out. We got armor. We got rifles. We got cool little kit. Yeah. They're threatening us, folks. And this is something. This is exactly why we have a military. So
100%. I mean, like, I think you said it well. We're entering the FO phase of this operation.
I think so. Yes.
Yeah. Well, now let's go to the next tweet. Let me show you something else that's happening, and this is before it gets really interesting, and we actually get to talk about pirates and privateers.
Arr.
So this is pirates. So this is happening in Mexico right now. You know how that whole thing about Trump didn't accomplish anything, but all of a sudden they're arresting all the drug lords? Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
It's so weird. Well, this one, a guy named El Ricky, he's been arrested in Mexico for being one of the cartel leaders. And gunfights have broken out after his arrest. And so now what we're basically seeing, if you scroll down, you've actually got imagery of El Ricky being arrested and then the hitmen meeting the Mexican military. So now we've got the Mexicans cracking down. That's weird because I thought Trump didn't do anything. I mean, it's odd.
Well, I know.
Anyway.
That's what they've been saying. It's like, the fake outrage that I see all over social media by those on the left is pretty entertaining because every day they got something new that they're fake feigning outrage over. They're upset right now because we're getting rid of the grift slush funds. They're always fake upset about something.
Well, you got to be mad.
This is no different. Yeah,
you got to be mad about something.
I mean, they're
100%.
even talking about impeaching Trump. That rascally Raskin guy. It's like, find me two Republicans and I'll get to work. We don't have anything to charge him with. We'll make something up like last time. Just get me two Republican votes. He literally said all this.
He did. I saw it. He saw on the steps of the Capitol. That was like yesterday, I believe. One of the other things that I absolutely love, like if you want a fun account to follow on X, follow Democracy Wins. Dude, you talk about overt in-your-face propaganda. Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries introduce a bill to stop Trump. This is how it's done. And it's like, you realize that the Republicans have to bring it to the floor in both chambers, right?
Yeah. and
this
there's
really
a
how it's
60
done.
vote thing that you are going to have to deal with. But, yeah. Yeah. The left is completely freaking out. And I'm here for it.
It's tasty and delicious.
It's really,
what are you
really
talking about?
good. Yeah, we're gutting their slush funds. We're sealing our borders. They claim that now Trump basically just renegotiated Biden deals from 2021 with Canada. They already or Mexico. They already did all this. They already sent 10,000 troops. In 2021, the illegal fentanyl and the illegal people coming over the border were at record highs, and it continued through 24 until almost election time. Then suddenly things changed for a month.
That's so weird.
And so, no, they sent extra troops and they made considerable changes to whatever Canada was planning in December of 24 to appease the Trump administration. So they're trying to claim that, Biden negotiated all this stuff with Mexico and Canada already. It was already done. He didn't accomplish anything.
Piece of cake.
Yeah, that's why Justin Trudeau's out there on X literally saying, I'm going to work with the Trump camp now because, it was really what Biden did. No,
Nailed it.
Sweetheart. They're trying desperately to spin it. Like, Biden did this. No, they rolled over for Trump. The trade war of 2025 lasted one day.
It's so fantastic. It truly is interesting. We got some more stuff we're going to cover on that, but let me show you the fun part here, Tim. The Blackwater founder, Eric Prince, urges Trump to issue letters of marque to U.S. private military contractors so they can fight drug cartels in Mexico and abroad. Okay, there's a lot of stuff you have to know about history here on this one, guys. Because letters of marque, to Tim's earlier point, were used at the American Revolution to fight the British commercial ships by American privateers. Now, if the British caught those privateers who were private citizens, they were called pirates. Yeah. If they were Americans and they go back to the American continent, they're called privateers. Like, this has roots in our history, and it does have an element of sweet irony. I mean, a little bit. Like, this is a throwback.
But that's an important part of the history. So the letters of marque were given to privateers, captains of ships and crews that would then go out and attack British commercial shipping. And what the incentive was, look, we were trying to cripple their logistics, right? And not use military assets, get people to invest their own time, money, and use their own equipment to do this. Brilliant, because it saves the government money. But what's the payoff for the person doing it? Well, they get to keep whatever loot they get.
They get all the booty.
It's a self-funding operation. It's a beautiful idea, and,
Yeah.
and it can be done not just for shipping. So yes, I have a problem with what Eric is saying here. I don't think it's just for PMCs. Let's just let all Americans in on the
I was
fun.
about to say, you genuinely want the American people in the Gulf of America. You want them in their John boats with a little flag on the front.
I mean, who doesn't want a brand new Lamborghini? Just go down and take it from Pablo Escobar. You know?
Oh, man. They're laying around. It's like the land
yeah.
of milk and honey. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. So letters of marque. We're going to have our own privateers. And we're about to have a history lesson here because this is interesting. But before we do, Tim, any thoughts on what firearm that Mexican army guy is holding?
Oh, that looks like a G36. They use them down there. Yeah, that's a G36.
Ooh, nice. All right. Yeah. Now to show you guys the history here, because if this doesn't scream America, I don't know what does. This is the last one, right? This is the privateers in the American Revolution. So I don't know if you can get more patriotic than being a privateer in the American Revolutionary times and going against the British and taking all their loot. I mean, like, that's pretty bad. Well, in a good way, like awesome. Let me just read a few highlights. Like gnarly, like sick, like yeah.
Fat,
all right.
H-A-T, yeah.
Fat, not sus, 100%. All right, so this is just a few little snippets here. The Americans responded to the situation of the British shipping with the time-honored practice of privateering. American privateering activity during the American Revolution became an industry born of necessity that encouraged patriotic private citizens to harass British ships while risking their lives and resources for financial gain. It's entrepreneurship boiled down to piracy.
Yeah.
We did this, guys.
Combat. Yeah.
We're bringing it back. In a tradition dating back to the Middle Ages, so see, we've got some historical context. Under highly regulated conditions, these documents authorize private parties to attack enemy vessels. Without the documentation, these same activities were considered acts of piracy and subject to prosecution. If a privateer captured an enemy ship, known as a prize, an admiralty prize court had to approve the seizure. Then, the proceeds from the sale of the prize of its cargo were shared among the owners and crew of the privateer, according to the contract. This is, honestly, that's a pretty good solution to this.
It is. But you know the left is going to freak out, but we have no control over it. There's just going to be crazy carnage.
That's the
point. Have you seen what the cartels do to people?
Right, that's the point. I mean, like, pirates? American
Colombian
pirates?
Necktie. I mean, these people just do horrific things to each other. So, yeah, if somebody wants to go down there and have a little bit of fun, give them a little bit of their own medicine and make some money on the side, give them the letter.
I mean, you know, hey, letters are marquee, baby. So, This is where, I mean, now let's extrapolate this out, what this potentially looks like. So Trump comes in and goes, I want pirates. I don't even care. I want, you know what? Pirates. All of them. Privateers. They're amazing. It's incredible. So we just start signing these letters of marque, right? So the private military contractors now have a financial incentive to go after the cartels because they can seize all the property that they seize, while the Mexican government can't seize it and won't seize it. The United States military can't go in there and do it. I'm going to be honest. That seems like the only way to stop it.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's going to build a whole cottage industry because we're going to have to build roads. So we're going to have privateers that will come in and build roads into Mexico so we can move all the loot north into the United States.
The pirate engineers.
Yep. We're going to have combat engineers and you know, so we can get all that loot back north. The CIA will be down there rounding up all the cocaine that they can sell overseas. It'll just be chaos down there. But yeah, I think this would pretty quickly clear things. I mean, in my mind's eye, I can just see all these Chevy pickup trucks like going across the desert, you know, with all these rednecks going here,
like real fast, like
holding up their letter of marque, like yeah, doing the Trump dance with their letter.
It's like, just there's a person in the back be like, I've been waiting so long.
Yeah,
it's time. I got a lot of pent up energy and a mortgage I don't want to pay.
And you know, much to of what's his face Schumer's chagrin, he'll be all these people will be down there eating avocados and drinking cervezas, you know, having a good time on the Mexican dime, while they clean up the cartels. Yeah, so
dude, I mean,
this is the FO phase, folks.
Yeah, we have entered the FO phase.
We have pissed off the redneck Americans, and here they come.
Oh my God, the Gulf of America is emptying, and it's coming our way.
Woo!
Dude, that is the image. The image of the lifted trucks just going over the dunes, just with
Ford
big old
Raptors
flags.
and the Dodge T-Rexes.
in a big
Beer
convoy.
cans flying everywhere. Yeah.
Dude,
Trump flags.
and not a Bud Light can in sight. I'd like to add.
Nope, there won't be any Bud Light.
Oh my God! So yeah, that's what we got, man. We got.
All right, well that's fun. Well, let's hope that it happens. I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know that they're actually going to be letters issued, but boy, wouldn't that be something else?
Oh my God! I wouldn't, dude. I'm going to be honest, man. I wouldn't put it past them. My honest thought here: if you've got all the private military contractors and you got all those wars that have dried up overseas, and now you got an opportunity to go after cartels and you get to seize their funds, I don't know, like.
Yeah. But here's the thing, and before we tie this whole thing up, so I haven't done a whole lot of research into it, but I've heard it said, and I haven't looked into this, the president himself cannot issue letters of marque. That has to be done by Congress. So if Congress is doing that, you know, you're going to have to work on some Republicans because there's going to be an awful lot of pearl clutching and hand wringing going, well, what if things go wrong? And I don't want this blowing back on me. So I don't think it's just a simple matter of another executive order, but boy, that would be something else if he did it. And then it had to work its way through the courts. Meanwhile, the FO phase is being carried out down south.
So here's the thing, dude. You have the military form a solid wall right across, so nothing goes north. The PMCs are just going ham sandwich in. They are just ingressing in all the time. Nothing can come up towards us. Yeah, there's going to be the conversations. Here's the conversations. Oh, there's going to be a lot of bad things happening. And here's the other side of that conversation. That's the point, Lisa.
Yeah.
That's the point.
Have you seen what these people do for a living? Yeah. It's like, yeah. Anyway, all right. Well, let's maybe Funker 530 is going to have some new combat footage to share. I'm in for it. Anyway, thanks for watching Second Legacy, folks, and we'll talk to you guys soon.